up their hot performances as of late.
Absolutely.
Audie Streetman sitting alongside Jacob Elyachar, and today we're talking a little men's basketball, especially our last two games. They were losses, unfortunately. We lost to Missouri, which was an away game, and then we won with Texas A&M, which was a home game. So far, we've lost 7 games on the road, which is disappointing, but we've made up for it at home. We've won 12 games at home, which is good. I think that the biggest factor that contributed to our past 2 losses was just that the other teams, they wanted it more than we did. And we just need to get in that mindset to win. Do you have any other ideas about what we can do?
I think the Buffs were really way too confident. They weren't focusing on the end game. They were focused on the past and not the present and or the future, including the Big 12 tourney. And also, if they are mentally in the wrong place and in the wrong time, this will lead to their road to downfall. And it didn't help them at the Texas A&M game. That Robertson had a lack of rebounds, and the absence of Nate Tomlinson was a huge presence. And speaking of players, I heard that 2 of them broke some records.
That's right. Higgins and Burks, they're 2 of our key players. They're definitely leaders for the team. I know Higgins, he came in 8th place along with 5 other players for playing the most games for CU. He has played 119 games, which if you think about it, that's a lot of playing. So if we need a player with experience, we're going to look to him. I know additionally Alec Burks, he's a main scorer for our team. He's made 1,000 scores as of the Texas A&M game where he scored 24 points. So that's pretty impressive as well. I know Burks, he's scored in the double digits for every single game except for 1. So that's also impressive. Do you have any ideas for the stats in the future?
Right now, we need to focus on the K-State Wildcats. The Wildcats are coming to Boulder, and the Buffs need to think about their trip they made to Manhattan earlier this year. They need to think about what happened at that night. They broke their losing streak at K-State, and that win made their 6th straight winning game of the season. But however, this was before they got ranked 2, so they got really overconfident, and pardon my French, cocky. So they got too confident, and now here we are. Now the Buffs are scrambling to find a gameplay. But however, I think head coach Tad Boyle, who's been a beacon of hope throughout the season, can best summarize this in a quote. I expect our players to go to bed, wake up, go to class tomorrow, and come to the gym ready to figure out how we are going to beat K-State. We cannot and will not feel sorry for ourselves. And that was a really good quote. And that man has been a beacon of hope for this team. What do you think, Audie?
I agree. I think Tad Boyle, he hit it right on the head with that one, that we really need to focus on our mentality coming into the game, especially when we're going to face Kansas State, who's a big competitor. They're a tough team to beat. So we definitely have to learn from our mistakes and move forward in that way. Do you have any idea what we can learn from?
One of the ideas I think they need to learn from is try not to foul out. Robinson fouled out during Missouri. Austin fouled out during the Iowa State game. The Iowa State game, and they need to make sure that their best players are not fouled out. Next, no more turnovers. The K-State game was a bad example of it. They had 20 turnovers for the game, and that should stop. The Buffs need to physically have the ball on them at all times. And finally, need to focus on the basket. They need to shoot 3 throws like there's no tomorrow. And what do you think, Audie?
I agree. I think if I were to talk to the team, I would tell them exactly what you said. Less fouls, we got to hold on to the ball, and we got to score. That, along with a good mindset, that's going to get us on the road to a win with Kansas State, especially since they're such a big competitor. So I'm hopeful. As long as our team learns from our mistakes, I think we'll be able to win.
I definitely agree, but now that's all the time we have for now. On behalf of Audie Streetman, this is Jacob Elyachar with CU Sports Mag. Now back to you guys at the desk.